Well, it's Tuesday. I'm here with Joe Edwards again. Normally it's once a week. It's twice in 2 days, Joe. And unfortunately, for the wrong reasons today. Not often we say that for Wolves and a Wolves update, but we've got some news regarding Morgan Gibbs-White breaking lockdown.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what's been coming out today. Filmed at a house party in London, bank holiday. So last Friday. Thursday night into the early hours of Friday morning. Filmed at this party, of course, breaking lockdown rules, which is very unfortunate to see. Breaking lockdown rules. A couple of former Love Island contestants there as well. Of course, Gibbs-White not the first to break these lockdown rules. Of course, Kyle Walker did so. Jack Grealish is another high-profile footballer that's done so, but that doesn't excuse his actions. And Wolves are now looking into the matter internally, and we'll see what comes of that.
Such a shame as well, because I think, especially since Nuno has taken over, one of the main things that he has got right. Well, not one of the main things. He's obviously been brilliant, on the pitch for the players, but you very rarely hear about the players off the field. And I think that's going to disappoint Nuno, the club, and the fans the most. That someone's gone and done this, especially in an incredibly serious situation. This isn't on the eve of a game or after a 3-0 loss and you're out. This is life or death out there, and I think that will hopefully hit home to more Gibbs-White, but also especially disappointing, like I say, to everyone connected with the club. Yeah,
it's very unwelcome news, especially, as you say, at the time and this stage of life that we're in. Wolves have been so keen to help wherever they can during this virus, and Fowson have been front runners. Mm-hmm. The club owners, they've got a COVID-19 relief programme. There's been tons of medical supplies flown into various places across the continent. Thousands of masks, protective masks for health workers in this city. Of course, a 6-figure donation to the Wolverhampton NHS Trust by Nuno and the squad. The Players Together scheme. The former Players Fund for the Wolverhampton NHS Trust as well, set up by Carl Henry. So Wolves, past and present, have been doing everything they can to help. So this news, as you say, is unwelcome, and it's not what you want to see at all.
You said the deal with it internally. You would expect some kind of large fine, wouldn't you? Maybe a donation to the NHS or something along those lines.
We'll have to wait and see, I guess, on that front. Obviously, different clubs will have different ways of doing things. We're not expecting a club statement from Wolves at this point. What we are expecting, of course, we've contacted Wolves and have been told that they will deal with the matter internally. We'll see what the outcome of that is. I'd imagine they'll have to look at this for at least a couple of days before deciding on an outcome. So I guess it's a case of keeping your eyes peeled on that one. Gibbs-White, of course, a player that has been a mainstay of the Nuno era, really. Not been starting games every week, of course, but he's been part of the first team squad for all of that time. So it is disappointing to see a first team player flouting those rules, and we'll see what comes.
Sorry, Joe, but to cut you off, but that's the disappointing thing, is that Nuno has continually backed him, and when there's been cries for him to maybe go out on loan or Nuno was 100% has been a Gibbs-White man. So I think this will disappoint him more than most.
I think it obviously disappoint Nuno. It'll disappoint a lot of people. Disappoint fans. Hopefully, it will be a learning curve for Gibbs-White, a steep one. In whichever way. Hopefully, the silver lining is that he will learn from this and not make such a mistake again. As we say, it's still early stages. This is all kind of come out today. It's not what you want to see. We know that much, and it's a case of just waiting to see what more comes of this.
He has had, as you say, a disappointing season. You'd have thought by his standards. Do you feel that this could affect his future, or is it just too early to say at this moment in time?
I think it is too early to say. You know, it's difficult to relate it to other situations at other clubs. I know Kyle Walker has mentioned and Jack Grealish. They're players in kind of different kind of positions than Gibbs-White. Of course, Jack Grealish is Villa's most prominent player. Gibbs-White, of course, has been a part of the first team squad, but he hasn't been a starter every week. Of course, have had his injury troubles as well this season. So it's one that, you know, you can make assumptions and things like that. I think the best course of action is just to ride it out and just to see what course of action the club does take.
Yeah, disappointing news concerning everyone surrounding Wolves, and hopefully Morgan learns his lesson.